Hi everyone, this is Jason Zach from Nathaniel School of Music. In this year training lesson, we are going to learn how to sing chords, but rather clusters of chords or groups of chords using simple concepts called cadences and just intervals. So the levels of practice for this lesson would be we will start with the roots of the chords, which is a very important note of the chord. Then we are going to proceed towards the 1 and the 5, the root and the fifth, and then we'll do 1 and the 3, the root and the third, and then obviously all the 3 notes. And we limit our study in this lesson to triads. Okay, that will be major and minor chords. So major chords are nothing but 1, 3, 5 or a root. Then you move up a major third, you move another minor third from that note, you get a major chord. Or major third, perfect fifth. There we go. And then coming to the minor chord, it will be a minor third and then a major third, or a minor third from the root to the third and a perfect fifth. However, this will change if you have an inversion. So if you take this inversion, it's minor third, perfect fourth. If you take the second inversion, it's perfect fourth and major third. So you need to know that not only for piano playing, also more importantly for ear training, because you'll have to detect these intervals. If you want to detect a chord, you'll also have to detect the intervals contained within that chord. So level 1 of ear training would probably be, okay, I heard a major chord. Level 2 would be, which major did I hear? Okay, I heard the tonic major, or I heard the 1 major, or in the case of G major scale, C major would be the 4 chord, isn't it? So in the key of G, C is the 4. Okay, so you'll have to first figure out, okay, it is a major chord, it is at degree 4, it's on degree 5 or degree 1 or whatever it may be, and then of course you'll have to figure out the inversion of that chord. So there are a lot of levels of ear training. So get your pianos out, but be a bit careful. Don't play everything that I tell you to play, because then it will not be ear training. The biggest barrier of ear training is actually your instrument. Ear training should always be you and the song, or you and what you're hearing. And if you need to hear it, yes, you should play it on the piano, or you can pre-record it as well. But the other challenge with ear training would be to isolate music. So if you have to listen to a chord which is there in an actual song, and then you say, okay, I want to eventually do that, but then you download an app and pay good money for it. And that's where the apps become useless, because they'll isolate the sound. They'll give you only this, and you're never being able to hear that in the actual song. So anyway, the other thing I'd like to point out with apps in particular, which is why I'm doing this lesson, is an app would always give you one chord. Most apps, at least, they'll give you one chord or maybe 2 chords, and then they'll give you these multiple choice answers, and which is good in a way. But the main problem is there are some apps which just give you the chord and you guess, and it just becomes a feel good or a feel bad, and it's a horrible metric to even judge whether your ears are good or not. So what I'll be doing in this lesson is to sing groups of chords, or to analyze and bring groups of chords to our ears and our brain together and connect them by identifying the cadences and also understanding the intervals that go with them. And I'm going to keep this specific lesson simple, and it's over to you in the comments if you find the need for me to teach you more of this stuff in the ear training department, because our channel does a lot of ear training, but I guess it's more popular for theory and piano techniques and songs and so on. So if you're new to the channel, do consider going to the channel homepage, browsing, and also if you like what you learn, don't forget to hit the subscribe button, turn on the bell for regular notifications and so on. You can support us on Patreon, where you'll also get my handwritten notes. And that's about the sales for this lesson. Let's get cracking. So the patterns of interest I'm going to consider for this lesson are going to be 4 patterns. First off, circle of fifths clockwise. Second, circle of fifths counterclockwise. So clockwise would be C, G, D, A, E, B, F sharp, D flat, A flat, E flat, B flat, F, C. And counterclockwise would be C, F, B flat, E flat, A flat, D flat, G flat, B, E, A, D, G, C. Okay. So when you go in the clockwise direction, C to F, F happens to be a perfect fourth from C, correct? But as a cadence, when you play a C major chord going to F, C would be the fifth of F. If F is your root and if F is your target, then C is the fifth of the F. While if you do F to C, F, C, F would end up being the fourth of C. So when you play C to F, it's called as the perfect or the authentic cadence. When you do F to the C, it's called as the Plagal cadence. 4 to 1. So with Plagal, the circle will move in the clockwise direction. F, C, C, G, G, D, D, A, E, E, B, B, F sharp, D flat, A flat, E flat, E flat, B flat, B flat, F, C. That was the Plagal movement. And if you move in the authentic cadence or the perfect cadence, you will be doing the reverse direction or the counterclockwise direction. Reverse, 5-1 direction. So there will be C, F, la da da da, B flat to the E flat to the A flat to the D flat to the G flat, or F sharp to the B to the E to the A to the D, and finally E to the G, and then we close. That's how we are going to go essentially. So if I have to play C, Plagal, it would be, and what I want you to sing is first sing the roots of the chords. Now I'm trying my best to give it to you. I'm playing the root down below and then the root of the next chord down below. Now I could either go C, I don't want to sing that, make you cheat. So C, G, okay? Telling you the notes, you have to sing it. So sing it now. C, are you singing it? I hope so. Now I'm doing either a C going to lower G. I'm now doing a C bass going to a upper G. I hope you felt that bass movement. C, lower G. C, upper G. Now here's the challenge you're going to face. The challenge you're going to face is actually my right hand. Because my right hand is playing you some notes, but that's more prominent for you right now, I'm imagining so, than what I'm doing in the bass. If I were to remove the right hand, this is also kind of a challenge because we don't normally sing bass notes. We tend to sing treble notes. So la da 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 para 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 para. It's always in that middle C region. So this itself is something you have to get used to. So I'll isolate. Try singing these notes. Sing it with me. C, G. Sing it loudly. That's your G. Then C, singing it I hope, G, G. So ear training is actually singing. If you don't sing and train your ear training is absolutely useless. You have to sing. Okay, so now let me try and give you the answer. So that'll be C, G, or C, G, those are the roots. C, G, C, G. You can even make a little melody so that it registers more, like a bass melody. C, G. Don't worry if you can't pitch that note. C can be C, C, if you can, or C, which I can't do. C, G. But try to sing it in your lowest frequency possible. C, G, lower G. C, G. Now let's do C, F, C, F, C, F. Now that's the perfect cadence or the authentic cadence. C, F, C, F, C, F, C, F. There we go. So moving forward, now you want to get the remaining notes of the chord, right? But we have to start with the root. Now that you've got the root, the next thing would be the third. So alongside, now that you've got C, E, you sing from the root. You can cheat, you can not cheat, you can do it in a stepwise way by going C, D, E, that's your third, C, Ah, you can just do A's, Ah, major. However, if it was minor, you have to figure out the minor third. Major, minor. And similarly, when we go to the next root, we go to that root and also sing its third. That's major. If you can't pitch that, minor. Back to minor, major, minor. So that's C to G, and then we can continue around the merry-go-round, which is the circle of fifths. C, G, B, D, F sharp, A, C sharp, E, G sharp, B, D sharp, F sharp, A sharp, D flat, F, A flat, C, E flat, G, B flat, D, F, A, C, E. And the reason I love the circle of fifths for even vocal practice, even if you were to tell someone that, hey, this is a singing exercise, I think this is also a nice singing exercise because it gives you pitch confidence, if that's even a term, wherein you know the notes without being prompted by anyone. And the best way to know notes is to skip notes. La 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 is easier than la 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 than skipping. And some of the older melodies actually have been composed with skipping, like Somewhere Over the Rainbow. What you'll find challenging is C, E, root to the third, G to the third, if you can sing that, but if it's too high for you, you'll then want to do G to the third, and then we go to D to the third, if that's too high for you, D to D, and then we have D to the third, and if that's too high for you, D, D, you'll have to go very low, that's really low. So if that's too low for you, D to the third, a D to the third, D to the third. So all of those exist. So if you have the vocal range to explore these intervals, please use it. And if you find that C, E, G, B, if you're coming down to G, also practice going up to G. C, E, G, B, C, E, G, B. Then D, F sharp, A, C sharp. Now I am singing the notes of the chords. You don't have to, but I'd recommend you to, because if the circle is in front of you, might as well stare at it and you have to sing something, right? So instead of singing la 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 or ooh or whatever vocalist seem to do during their exercises, you might as well sing the actual notes or maybe even the swaras. But swaras become tough when you move around the circle of fifths, I guess. Let's now do it in the counterclockwise direction, which is essentially moving in authentic cadences. So if you hear a 5-1 in a song, this technique, whatever we are practicing now, will help you not only identify it, you'll also be able to know exactly, hey, I can sing it, I know exactly what it is, and then of course you'll have to figure out how to play it. Coming to the authentic movement now. C, E, F, A, B flat, D, E flat, G, A flat, C, D flat, F sharp, B flat or A sharp, B, D sharp, E, G sharp if that's too high, E, G sharp, A, C sharp, D, F sharp, G, B, C, E. Okay. So those are both your cadences using the circle of fifths with the third, 1-3. Then you should practice 1-5. So that'll be C, G, F, C, F, C, because C is the fifth of the F, and then B flat, F, F is the fifth of the B flat, and then E flat, B flat. Now here's the challenge. Fifth is a bit higher than the root, so you might not immediately grasp it. So a good strategy I find would be play the chord, take a deep breath, one breath in, one breath out, so that your ears and your brain just kind of digest this sound. C, G, or even C, or even C, E. I should have probably recommended you to do it even for the root, because sometimes that can be tricky. La. So play it. Now I'm doing fifth, so La, Ra, La, Ra, F, C. Take all the time you need to actually get that root starting note. La, it's fifth. It's fifth. It's fifth. It's fifth. D flat's fifth is A flat. F sharp's fifth is C sharp. B's fifth is F sharp. E's fifth is B, A's fifth is E, D's fifth is A, G's fifth is D, C's fifth is G. Might as well say it like that, then your theory is also getting better in parallel. And with today's fast-paced world, you might as well practice as much as you can in the limited time you get. So in a half an hour workout, you're training your piano, you're training your ears, you're training your voice, and you're training your theory. So that's 4 things in one. So we've looked at the third, we've looked at the fifth, and then of course you can put the whole chord together by doing something like C, 1, 3, 5, C, E, G, 1, 3, 1, 5. You could even sing it like that. Sa, ga, sa, pa. Ga means 3 in Indian solfege, and pa means 5. So sa, ga, sa, pa. I like singing it like this. Sa, ga. Now you pick your direction. Sa, ga, sa, pa. And here's what I like to do. If you do it in time, sa, ga, sa, pa. Sa, ga, sa, pa. I'm playing the next chord before I have to sing it. So I get that little time, but I have to count that time. I have to respect that time. So that's another challenge if you get to that level, I guess. Sa, ga, sa, pa. Change. Sa, ga, sa, pa. Sa, ga, sa, pa, ye. Sa, ga, sa, pa, ye. Sa, ga, sa, pa, B major. Sa, ga, sa, pa, F sharp major. Sa, ga, sa, pa, D flat major. Sa, ga, sa, pa, A flat major. Sa, ga sa pa E flat major, sa ga sa pa B flat major, sa ga sa pa F major, sa ga sa pa end on C major. C is generally 12 o'clock in the circle of fifths, so I've ended up starting there and ending there as well. So that's about the practice. So with this, when you hear a chord, try to sing at least the root, then proceed towards the third, then the fifth, then you get all the three with this drill I showed you. And if we practice it before we tackle actual songs, see, eventually all of this is useless until you actually see if it works in an actual song. So to prepare you for the actual song, I feel that the circle of fifths is a very foundational tool to practice your music concepts. So that's all we did. We moved in the Plagal direction, which is clockwise, then we moved in the perfect or the authentic direction, which is 5 to 1. Counterclockwise. So just two more things before we pack up the lesson. This is something you can do just to kind of have outlier things to do apart from that rather predictable circle of fifths. So I encourage it for all of my students who come for the live lessons as well, because the circle of fifths is too predictable. Yes, it'll help you identify things in actual songs, but you want to go a bit non-diatonic as well. Okay, so the diminished seventh family is a stack up of minor thirds. We're going to look at that. And the augmented family would be a stack of major thirds. So if I take, let's say, D. D's minor third would be F. Minor third is 3 steps chromatically from anywhere. Okay, so D to the F, F to the A flat to the B. So that not only forms a stack of minor thirds, it also forms a diminished seventh chord starting from D. And remember, all diminished seventh chords are symmetric with relation to each other. So D diminished seventh is F diminished seventh, is G sharp diminished seventh, is B diminished seventh. So you have all these 4 diminished seventh chords to hold. But in the exercise, I don't want you to play these as diminished sevenths. You can play them as major chords or minor chords. So let's start with minor. We've missed minor actually throughout this lesson. So D minor would be chord number 1. F minor would be chord number 2. G sharp or A flat minor would be chord number 3. And B minor would be chord number 4. Very movie-like chords. You'll find this used a lot in movie scores. So now again you have to guess the root or sing the root. Then so you've achieved in the circle of fifths, you've sung the roots of the next chord, but you've also sung intervals. If you think about it, you've sung fourths and fifths. Now what you're doing, you're singing minor thirds, which are also very important intervals to practice singing and understanding. D to the F, to the A flat or G sharp, to the B, D. That'll be the D, D, F, 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 depending on which F you want. G sharp, G sharp, G sharp, and B, and all. And then you play. The thing you play would be minor chords. So again, D minor, F minor, G sharp minor, B minor. So D to the F, to the G sharp, to the B. You can make it interesting by singing a little D to the F, to the G sharp, to the B. Or D. Another way to really challenge yourself is play D minor. Now you don't let the piano help you. You have to sing the root of the next chord without the piano, and then check with the piano if you're actually right. D, A, G sharp or A flat, hopefully. B minor, hopefully, yes. And the same goes with the other intervals. So D, D minor. I could sing it like that. What did I just sing? I sang the root, the minor third, and back to root. D minor, F minor, G sharp minor, that's the root, B minor. So I'm trying to sing before I play. So that'll be like the ultimate goal, and if you can crack that, you're gonna get songs easily. And the way I tell it to students and who come to our lessons is, don't seek ear training without strong music theory, or learn them hand in hand. Ear training has nothing to do with anything if you don't know music theory. If ever you heard something, you need to classify it properly. You need to know where it came from, what is its purpose, what is the cadence that groups the two chords. And all of that is not ear training, that's traditional music theory. So a lot of people look at music theory for some reason as some kind of a taboo or a wrong thing. Musicians who claim that they are self-taught, or musicians who just play without having done courses, when we look at the term music theory, they just kind of disclose, or they just argue, I don't know music theory, I've not studied it, or whatever. And then the schooled musicians will say, I really know music theory, but then the only theory they know is reading and writing of music and symbols. So music theory is a very loosely used word. Music theory is just knowing what a great Beatles song is all about, what is there in that song. And if you believe that Yesterday or Michelle or whatever that song, I say Beatles because Beatles has a lot of great songs. It could even be Bach. It could also be Ilaiyaraaja. It could be anyone. So you listen to someone who you think is great, who has a lot to offer for your mind and soul. You listen to that particular artist and just keep asking question after question after question. Why did he use those chords? What is that chord? That was different. I knew 3 of them, but I didn't know one. I need to ask someone. So that curiosity, that quest to find what is there in great music, and it has been historically documented that way over generations. We forget that it's just historical documentation. That's all music theory has ever been. But now we want to monetize it. So we have courses on it and we have all that. And the courses have become so poor that music theory now limits itself to just sheet music reading, knowing things, knowing Italian terms and reading the clefs and alto and whatever, putting bar lines. Not that that's not important, but that has to be put in a separate category. So ear training folks out there, if you say you play by ear, you also need to be a bit cautious, because if you say, I just hear it, I figure it out. Are you able to do that for every song? There will come a hurdle, I'm sure. So when there is a hurdle, you don't just say, I play by ear. You have to then go back to theory. So the theory people need to apply it with their ears, I guess, and the ear training or ear method people would have to also come back to theory. So this is generally the strategy we do in our school. Almost all of our classes, that's how we do it. If we have to learn a song, we will listen to it, we write it down by hand. I don't allow students to type it out or use anything fancy. And just writing it by hand is very helpful to remember it, to respect it, more importantly. And then the outcome will hopefully be, you still have to put in some work to play it. The outcome is you not only can play that song, but you also enjoy the song a bit more, a lot more hopefully, and it'll help you play the other song a lot easier, because you've already gone through this grind. The same process if you do for the next song, it's not going to take the same time as the current song. It's obviously going to take lesser time. Okay, so the diminished family you can practice, and to conclude the lesson, we look at the augmented family, and that would be major and minor triads over an augmented bass. So this is an augmented bass. An augmented chord is nothing but a major third and another major third and another major third, but that doesn't add value. It just takes you to the first note. So C augmented, E augmented, G sharp augmented. And to practice our chord awareness, I'll play C major, then I'll go up a major third, E major, then I'll go up another major third and play A flat major and try to sing. C to the E to the A flat, C, A flat, E, A flat, all major thirds, but a bit interesting to sing. What will make it even more interesting is instead of playing major chords as you go through major thirds, play minor chords as you go through major thirds. So those are your 3 chords. Let's get the roots. And then of course the thirds of those chords. That would be a fifth. And now I'm going back to the diminished family and doing major chords instead of minor, what we did earlier. You can close your eyes, it helps. It'll also make your piano playing better because you have to really know those chords. Major, F sharp. And again, the grueling challenge would be do it without the piano. Sing it and then let the piano check. Okay, it's also what I call as 3D ear training. We've done a 3D ear training lesson for absolute beginners and lots of other ear training lessons. We leave you a playlist. Do check it out. So this lesson was about singing clusters of chords using the concepts of cadences and intervals. Alongside the circle of fifths, we got help from that tool and using some different strategies like the Diminished Family and the Augmented Family. So I hope you found the lesson useful. Do consider subscribing to the channel and hitting the bell icon for regular notifications. You can also get my handwritten notes for this lesson and everything else on our Patreon page for as low as $5 a month. And if you'd like to plan a semester at our school, package something that works for you over a 6 month, 1 year or 2 year or how many ever year period, let us know your goals, let us know what your level is, and we'll plan something for you from either beginner level to whatever level you're at. There's a form in the description, you could consider filling it out. Thanks a ton for watching the video. I will catch you in the next one. Cheers.